Crosswalk Plus. Hey y'all, I am sewing the assembly of the Crosswalk Plus pattern today. This one I made to be very scrappy. So we are going to just pull blocks and kind of put them together. We're supposed to, let me grab this pattern. Be doing, well, if I was using these colors, I would be doing this. Wrong way, this way. In this manner, but I'm not using these colors, so I'm going to have to make decisions on what it is I want this to look like. And I left the plus blocks in the closet. Let me grab them. Sorry for stepping away from the camera. Ooh, box. Okay. So if I'm going to stick to the way these colors are arranged, I would start with my lightest color in the top. What's the way? Top left. Which I do believe is going to be this yellow. Let's check. Let's give it a check. It's going to be that. So if that was up in the top, I could pick colors that coordinate with that to kind of go around it, and the sashing on the outsides and the top and bottom. And I am only going to do today the rows that include these big blocks. The sashing rows I will sew in next week's live video. So we are going to choose colors to surround this one. Colors to surround this one. This way. Thank you so much. How are you doing today, Quilty for Joy? Quilt for Joy. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. And I am going to use, I think this is my, hold on, let me check. Yeah, this one. So we are going to put the sashing blocks that go around this. And if you hadn't seen it, we're doing like these rows right here. And next week, I'll do the sashings that go here. So we'll start with those, which means I only need some of these little triangles in colors that will, coordinate and go around those. Good to know. Good to know. I have had a rough morning, but it's looking up for the day. Hey, Lisa. No problem. No problem at all, Lisa. I just happen to be off today. So, let me see what she used. She used a yellow, but I don't think I have a yellow. And I don't think I want one. Let's see. I think I am going to use this block outside of that block. And then we're going to use some of our flying geese on top and bottom. Yeah. So it will be on the first session will be here and here. They will go that way. And those two will go on the outside of this block, and then I'll choose another one for the other side. Quick question. So my camera settings have changed on my phone with the last update that I did. So can you guys just let me know whether or not this looks like it's in the right direction for you or the wrong direction for you, if you can read it. So I know that I have everything right. So blue and pink. Let's go with that one. What do I do with you? Here you go. They are not directional. They are okay, so well, probably. They probably are. But they're upside down and that upside up. I just happen to have the sideways one this way. But there are some that go like this way. So let me see if I can find one of those. I can always change it. I can do that one. So it's the right direction. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I spent 30 minutes trying to figure out what to do with that camera before I came on. How are you, Denise? So I'll change the cups to this one instead. It's kind of coordinating. And I will use 2 of these for the star points. And let me sew that together and we'll see what that looks like. You see? Okay. How have you guys' day been? Mine has been a little rough this morning. It really has. But the day is looking up as it goes along. I went to the doctor. I have a tendonitis. Well, let me back that up. I went thinking I had tendonitis, and she told me that it's not presenting exactly as tendonitis, and it's not presenting exactly as what they call a trigger finger. But it's also not. Hi Sheila. It's also not presenting as that. What is that? That commercial where that guy can't lay his hand down on flat on a table is something that starts with a D. Is this tendon that's in here that pops out, and it gets out of place down here, and it prevents you from laying your finger down or laying your hand down flat. It's not presenting as that either because that is genetic, and she's not finding any of the genetic markers in my hand. And she's like, I have a weird thing going on that she doesn't really know what it is. So she's starting out with the cortisol shots. So she stuck me with all that steroid stuff that flows. And I might be telling y'all too much. Just tell me to shut up if you feel, if I'm doing too much. It flows up your finger. If anybody that has never had it, it hurt and it numbed my finger to where I can't feel anything in it, any of this, which was better because it was hurting so bad in here. But it was a rough day. I woke up trying to get to that doctor, and the traffic was so bad from every direction from my house. There was no way. And I'm only maybe 15 minutes away from that doctor's office, and it took me 45 minutes to get there. And I only left 30 minutes before I was supposed to be there. So needless to say, I was late. I was horribly late. I walked in there going, please tell me y'all can still see me today. Because I just knew they were going to tell me, I'm sorry, but we don't have any more space for you. I would have cried like a big baby. So I am going to sew on these to the ends of this. It looked like it was someone else's hand. I know, right? And that commercial, it really does. Oh boy, sorry for the ordeal you went through. That's it. Dupuytren's contracture. That's what it is. But she said that it doesn't present with that because there's none of the markers, and that apparently is genetic. Someone else in your family has likely had it prior to you having it. Although, somebody could be the first. She's just saying it doesn't present the same way that has in most people. That commercial made that look horrifying. I will say that. I just want to cry for him just looking at it on that commercial. And she also said it's not seen as much in women at all. It is generally seen in men of a certain age. So they're usually somewhere between 60 and 70, she said. I said, good to know. It's also interesting to know that I might have the same thing that a man that's in his 60s and 70s have, and women don't usually have it. What have you guys been up to today? It's kind of early. Sheila, just look up the commercial. It's a commercial about it. It's not. It's the kind of illness that I would think would come from somebody that played like football. You know how they catch the ball and jam their hands, or they break their fingers and they never actually set all that well, or break their hand. It kind of looks like that. Or a wrestler that's gotten in something. Hey, Shalom. I do have a gift for you guys today. So there will be a giveaway at the end of this live video. Really? Stop acting up. Really? That doesn't sound good. Thank you. Oh, wow. Well, that's not good. Look at that. What are you doing, Thread? Just tell me. Tell me what I need to do to fix you. I hope it gets better soon. Those shots are temporary fixes for pain. They are, but she says that she said procrastinating. Shalom. It is a genetic condition. She said that I came pretty soon. That what worried her most is that my finger doesn't seem to want to straighten, and that's why she really doesn't think that it's that trigger finger thing. If I Google it, yeah, you probably will. But they do have a commercial on TV that's just horrifyingly scary about it. It really is. Now, I don't think once it gets to the level that man in the commercial is, I don't think it actually hurts anymore. It just does. It's just set. Oh, okay, Shalom. Hi, Brian. She said what concerns her most is that my finger doesn't want to seem to move. Like it's not popping, like the trigger finger kind of does this popping, clicking, or popping thing. It's just not moving at all. It doesn't cause me any problem to close. And my other fingers are fine. But the one that I should be giving the bird to people while I close with, that's the one that's preventing me. And that's probably the Lord's way of telling me I did that too many times. But anyway, it's just bent and it just really won't open unless I kind of ease it open. But then the moment that I close it again, it's over. How are you, Brian? Now let's see if I can make this thread work. They've developed things that will help. She told me that there's a wonderful surgery for it, but Shalom, she did say that, but it that 8 out of 10 people with the that take the cortisone shots, take the steroid shots, generally it reduces the inflammation enough for physical therapy to help them in the long term. She said, although the surgery is she said it's a quick bounce back compared to what it used to be, but it's always an option if I feel like nothing is working. But since it's only been a couple of weeks since it started hurting, she's pretty confident that we got there so early that we could get this stuff to go down. It does cost. It does cost. It's all right. The benefit to me in surgery is that medical billing and grant writing and and the getting the what is that? When you get the getting the people to pay for low income or where you have maxed out all of your insurance benefits. That's what I do all day, every day. The charities and all the different foundations that pay for all people's out of pocket costs so that they can get the tax write offs at the end when they file their taxes. That's what I do all day, every day. So I have pretty decent insurance, but if it comes to that, I'm well versed in how to make a letter sound good. But it does cost. It costs a lot. Me and my mom was having that same conversation about her. Yeah, all of the above. Anything it takes. It was definitely like the ad. Yeah, it was scary. It was super scary. Yeah, and I will write any grant that's needed to be written. I have written several for several people for things outside of medical that that they've needed. I have a couple of people I wrote a few for their to get money for different things that they want to do, nonprofits for children and different stuff like that. I wrote a couple for them. So I'm real versed in how to make something sound real good. I don't generally like to lie for people now, but I can definitely take your qualifications and make it sound like you better than somebody else. I can do that. I have that on my ring finger. Ooh, does it hurt, Brian? So I may hit you up for advice. I'm in Canada, but I bet you, yeah, anything writing stuff like that is about finding the right keywords because they don't read them. Real talk, they don't read every one of those words you put in. They put in there. They use all kind of software that scans them and do all that other stuff. They don't read every word you put in there, but it's really about finding the right keywords to grab their attention and being valid in what you're saying, because a lot of times they do go back and check if what you're saying is true, but they don't read them all. Oh, that's backwards. Really, Alicia? I don't have that, but I do have where my pinky finger doesn't straighten all the way. Gotcha. Yeah, this is weird to me. I want the folks at disability to send me back to school despite my age. That's a good one. That's a good one. Sometimes age is a big factor. It shouldn't be, but sometimes it is. Yes, it's extremely painful when I try to lay my hand flat. Ooh. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely if it lasts past the time point that she's telling me we'll check on this shot, I'm not doing this shot like 3 and 4 times. They just gonna have to fix it. That's just me though. I know everybody is not as apt to go up under, go up under and get the needle and all that kind of stuff and go up under the knife and have them cut you and listen, fix it. Fix it, fix it, fix it for me. Okay. I'm federally and provincially financed due to my designation as a person with disabilities. Okay. They like to call it being retrained. Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't get old folks up. I'm just being real. They don't get what they consider to be old people education money here. They just don't. They ain't gonna do it. Despite you asking and despite you needing it, they're not gonna do it. Hi, Brenda. Okay, Brenda, your package is in. Well, lies. I was just about to tell you a lie. Your package has a shipping label that will it go into UPS in the morning, and it will be on the way to you tomorrow. If I had actually gotten it there today, you probably would have had it by Friday. But thus far, you will probably have it on Saturday. I thought UPS was going to be off on Friday, but apparently they're not. Anybody else that pops on or sees this after, all my packages are in, well, none of them are actually in the mail, but all of them have, all of them have been packed. I suffered through the pulling of the tape and I taped all your boxes. So I just want all y'all to know I have to love you. to, to suffer through holding that thing and trying to pull that tape. But I got them all packaged, and the ones for the that's going in the mail will go out tomorrow. I live in Alabama, Denise. The ones that are going in the mail are going through the postal service will get picked up in the morning, and then Brenda, I think yours is the only one going through UPS. And I should have sent everybody's through UPS because yours was the cheapest and yours was the heaviest. But I'll drop yours off at the UPS store in the morning. So this is what our thing will look like. Let me let the iron get hot. You're welcome, Brenda. You are so welcome. And let me give y'all a preview while this iron is heating up of what you will be getting in our giveaway today. So this is a Kim Deal Whatnot. It's called Cornerstones. And it comes with all the lovely Kim Deal fabrics. Wait. There it is. All the lovely Kim Deal fabrics and the back and binding. That's the back. And those are the, wait, I don't want them to fall out. Hold on. And those are the fabrics. And I think this piece, well, no, it has to be one of these bigger pieces back here. That's the binding. I don't know which one, but that's the back end right there. Let me get you a little, I might be able to pull it out. So, yeah, that's the back. It's a little darker than that. My ring light has it a little brighter than what it is. So, It's a little bit darker in tone than what you see there. And there's one. Same, little darker than what you see though. Let's see. Yeah, more like that. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Sheila. I have a lot of these, y'all. I think this might be your binding, but well, no. These are your background colors because it's 3 of them. Let me get you up a little close. You see all 3? This is more like the color that they're going to come with back here. Then there, ooh, that's a small piece. Well, it don't want to sit up. Down. So Scottish, Ireland, Isle of Man. What is that? Manchester and Cornwall. Is that like in like British? And 4%. I know what Denmark is, but and then there's this one. What's the other 2? The Cornwall and the Isle of Mount. Is that Man? I don't know what that is. And there's these. Thank you, Shalom. And then there's these. Yeah, that way. And these are not from her current line of fabric. It's probably, I think it may be the one before Pennyberry Farm. Because this is not Pennyberry Farms. I have a quilt kit in that, but it's whatever came before that. Maybe it'll tell me on here. It is Scrap Basket Favorites. That's what it is. And it tells you exactly how much you have. It's going to tell you how it pretty much, her patterns are pretty easy to follow. They really are. It finishes at 15.5 by 18. So you know her simple whatnots are really small. But it has everything but the it has everything but the batting for the middle. And I don't have any large pieces of batting, but if I think I have one that's big enough to fit this, I think I'll stick it in here too. But you'll get it in this little bag. I'll make it look a little neater than this. I might get you a fresh bag because it's a little wrinkly, but you'll get it in the bag. Oh, not Brenda. Joydy. If Joydy gets on, I had to take hers out of the bag that she saw it in on the video. So when she opens it, I need to express that she needs to be careful opening it because the bag wouldn't fit in the box. The Isle of Man is an island country in between England and Ireland. Cornwall is a bit that sticks out of the southwest coast of England and used to be its own nation way back in time. Celtic. Oh, okay. Yeah, never heard of them. I must have missed them in my geology class. All the way missed them because I never heard of them. Okay, so our first piece looks like that. And it is going to go. Come on now. Come on. Come on now. Don't be acting like you don't know what to do. On the outside of that. So this is what we have. Other side. Maybe. I think I need to I think I need to size up my block. We's a little short. This might be a little big because I did not size them. I just sewed them. So I might need to cut those down. But we got this one and this one. We'll sit that on the box. The next one to go next to it is going to be this one. Thank you, Brian. It's going to be this one. And now I have to pick what's going to go around it. And so I want something with that color and a little bit of that yellow in it. That kind of, yeah, that color. Or that corresponds with it. Anyway. Why don't I skip that and just use this one? So I think I'm going to use that to go in between. It is definitely starts within an inch of his life. That's a I haven't tried. Hey Zaza, I have been trying my best in the last month to use fabric that is not starched, and it just really does the same thing to me that the scrappy fabric does. It just makes me itch. It's just wrong. It is just wrong, people. On so many different levels, it is just wrong. What's the color that go up under that? It is so much to do. How are you guys? How are you today, Zaza? And anybody else that just popped in on us? Y'all, my mind is bad. There it is. You're alive just in time for an ADD history lesson. Ooh, that's funny. So up under the pink is going to be an orange. So I want to move into the orange colors, which means I want to put this one at the bottom. Therefore, I can move on down into the oranges. And then the top, we'll get that one. And the last one is a tealy looking colored one. It's going to be this color in the plus signs. So I may as well pull something to go with that. Girl, it is raining. I'm so sick of the rain. I really shouldn't be complaining about them because my tomatoes are really starting to grow. And my cabbages are looking awesome. And what else do I have out there? Tomatoes, cabbages. I got little green peas. Thank you, Quote for Joy. Please tell me your name so I can try to remember. But please don't hold it against me if I don't. I'm working on off of this whole menopause brain, so it may not come back to me next time I'm on here, but I'm gonna try my best. Let's see, I said teal. But as I was saying, my I have little green peas, like the little English peas. So I have like 30 of little green peas. I have probably about 12 Kentucky Wonder Beans. Teresa. Okay, I'm gonna try Teresa. If I don't, charge it to my head and not my heart because I really am gonna try. I have Kentucky Wonder Beans, which vine. They're not a bush bean, they're a vining bean. And I didn't have any more bamboo sticks because my husband didn't take them up last year and they all are starting to like fall apart. So I have a tree outside that's apparently old as Methuselah. And every time a storm comes through, just the limbs just kind of, oh Lord, is that my Wi-Fi acting up? The limbs just kind of blow everywhere. They break off, they fall all in my yard. So what I've been doing is taking the limbs and stick them in between the bean plants. So I got my my garden look like a whole bunch of out trees growing up through it because I have the limbs from that tree to hold up all the vines. Because I'm too lazy to go to the the local garden store and get some bamboo sticks. She said, let's see. Teresa says, yeah, I remember your name. Teresa said, I want to grow some watermelon. The watermelon in stores is garbage. It really is this year. It really is trash. Now, I had a couple of good cantaloupe, but that watermelon ain't good at all. It really is trash. But I got that too. I hadn't gotten around to the watermelon. I got some bell peppers, some what's the big peppers that you stuff? Poblanos. I got some poblanos peppers, some bell peppers. I already said I got like 4 different kinds of tomatoes. Yeah, whatever works and whatever keep you from having to buy some more stuff that's just gonna rot in the ground. Because if your husband like mine, he ain't gonna take them up like he's supposed to. And I got green zucchini. I don't remember what kind of squash I have out there, but I planted them directly into the ground with the seeds because it's just so much easier. And because we've had so much rain and not as much sun as usual, they didn't die, but they didn't get as big as everybody else's squash is right now. Most squash are like putting out and producing, and people are taking things off of them. And mine are probably about this big, like now. But our heat has not gotten unbearable, so I hope that they have enough time to like really flourish. I know watermelon doesn't flourish until it gets like outside and you can fry eggs and bacon on the street. If you like vines, try canary bird vine. It's gorgeous and it goes nuts, but it is biennial. So you have to seed the next year. Okay. It'll grow as high as your house in one season. Ooh, that's a lot. Does it die off? It dies off, so I don't have to like go out there and cut it back like ivy. I can't stand that. But I know my watermelon is not going to start like really flourishing until it's so hot outside. Like I said, that you can cook eggs and bacon on the street. So I'm not really worried about that. The one thing I did not do this year is okra, which I should have, because once it gets hot as fire outside, okra will like grow like crazy too. Good, good, good. Now, if it dies, I'm down with it altogether. I'm trying to find something to go with teal, but I ain't really finding much, you guys. I don't know how I didn't pick something. Well, I do have one. I got it. Hey, Deb. So this is going to go with our teal. And then we're going to do one teal color on the top. And what's up under that? What's dark? Interesting. Interesting. Let's see, Shalom. The flowers are just lovely. Bright, bright yellow and look like a bird's wings. Oh, that's cute. Okra flowers are beautiful. They really, really are. They are. They're an orchid. I did not know that. They're really pretty. So I don't think I have a dark. But we'll figure it out when we get to it. We will. So I have my other 2, and I'm going to go ahead and put those 2 together. And that'll be one row, I think. Yeah, this one. That'll be one row. Yeah. Okra is an orchid. It's a beautiful, it's like a purple. It's a beautiful purple flower. It's just, just because it makes that not so beautiful okra and it doesn't last long. If you ever seen one, you would have to catch it at the right time, because as soon as it blooms that day, that next day, it's an okra. The very next day, you see the flower one day, and the very next day, that flower is being pushed off, and it's an okra. It don't last long. That's why you get so many okra all summer, and you plant so many okra bushes, because you know okra is a really skinny plant, and it is not a big root to it, and it is absolutely super easy to grow. Really easy to grow. I would be surprised if okra did not grow in a desert, because it doesn't need a lot of water. It just needs a lot of heat. But always grow the ones that don't have spines in them. Grow the spineless ones, because the ones with the spines will choke you to death. Yes, she said you felt like it was a weed, Brenda, because it's super easy. You don't do anything. Yep. When zucchini really gets to growing, it's the same way, Shalom. But yeah, you don't do any. I put that on backwards. You don't do anything to an okra. Have you seen the really big ones, Sheila? They have okra plants that make okra about so long, and the okra plants grow like 6 or 7 feet tall. When I got into, I'm an immersion learner. So when I got into gardening the first time, oh gosh, what happened to you? It has stopped showing. I'm sorry. It was doing weird stuff. But when I got into gardening, I was like all in. That's how I learned everything. So I was eating, sleeping, breathing in gardening stuff. They say they're not. Sheila, they say they're not tough at all. That they're bred to be that big, but the plant is literally like huge. Uh, I ate, slept, and breathed gardening, and when I did, I wanted to do all things. It might be interfering, Sheila. I wanted to do all things heirloom. I wanted my whole garden to look like a colorful something when you walk past that you've never seen before. So all my peppers were funny looking colors. All my tomatoes were like heirloom. Corgets, as we call zucchinis, are like triffids. You end up with 11 billion of them. Yes. All of my tomatoes were different colors. I had beans that was in weird colors. I had those Chinese green beans that are like super duper long. Well, I'm going the wrong way. That way. They're going super, they were like super duper long. I had those. My garden looked like it came out the Amazon jungle. And my husband was always like, how are you what are we going to do with all this stuff? How are you going to cook it? It looks so strange. I said, a green bean is a green bean. It don't matter that it's long. Long beans, yes. Now, I knew what they were, but my husband and most people that walked past my house didn't know at all what they were, because here in the South, green beans look the way green beans supposed to look. They don't be that long. And nobody knew what they were, but they were an Asian bean. But I bought all heirloom funny looking things. The next year, my husband told me I had to grow something normal, so I was trying to act right when that time came. But it was definitely different. They are called runner beans. I like what I want outside and I didn't do that I'm still thinking about is what are those pink eye purple hull peas? I want some of those. They're just reminiscent of my childhood. Me and my grandfather would sit on the back porch and just take all those beans out of the shell, just shell beans for hours, shelling beans and drinking iced tea. That's what we did for hours at a time when I was little. My hands would be purple everywhere. I loved growing vegetables and flowers. I started them in my greenhouse. Yeah, I started them in my garage. But yeah, the when I'm doing them early, certain things, and Sheila and Lisa can attest to this, because I'm in a zone that's almost, I think we are between, sometimes we can be a 7, but most of the times we're an 8. Everything just will not, as much as you think is warm enough down here to grow, everything just will not grow here because it is exactly, it's like straight up too hot. You only get a small amount of time where the climate is perfect for growth. And then it's like wildfires to the plants because the sun is just so hot. Here we do that in our zone too. Shalom. Someone probably received grant money to come to the official number. Sheila, you're probably right. She says, I'm in a teeny climate zone that is the only place in Canada like this. Oh, you're in a 9A. Okay. Yeah, you have to. And it doesn't matter how much you water. I've learned that too. It doesn't matter how much you water here. If you're growing outside with no way to protect these things from the sun, it's not going to work. They're going to burn up. No matter how hard you try, they will burn up. You either got to have a shade tunnel or some shading, that shading fabric and all that stuff, because it will burn. I mean, it'll burn up. And your water bill will be so high trying to save them, and it ain't gonna work. Yep. The climate is just more stable for them. No. We have decent, well, in terms of winters, we have decent winters because I'm the further, you can't get any further south than I am but Florida. I'm down here. So um we have real summers and we have pretend winters is what we have. Oh, come on, piece of bread. Come out of here. I put this on backwards. Here it's berries that grow really well, strawberries, raspberries, etc. They taste amazing because it's daylight, not sun. That sweetens them. Okay. No, it's all sun here. Shalom said, that's where I am, Alicia. On a little corner of Vancouver Island, we have the U.S. on 3 sides of us. Okay. Nah. Florida gets little bit more southern than you than Louisiana. Florida gets a little bit more south than Louisiana. And if I was in Mobile, Louisiana ain't much further south than that. So further south. I mean, real further south than that. But you are a little more south than Alabama is. It's the wrong way. At least you're gonna put it back on there wrong, huh? You're just gonna put it back on there wrong, like that's what you're supposed to do. Shameful. But it's hot. And listen, it's not even hot out today. More south than Alabama. Yeah, you are more south than Alabama. You are a little bit more south than Alabama. Stop it, thing. It's not even really hot today, and I'm hot. You're in California. We get lots of sun, but not the humidity. Yeah, be glad. Be glad. Because it's not, like I said, it's not even hot today, but it rained. It's only like, I'm looking at the temperature. It's only like 84 degrees. That's not hot, hot. That's warm. That's warm. It just rained outside. So if you were to go outside right now, that 84 probably feels like 99. You could probably stand on my porch. I'm not looking at cement out here. I'm looking at somebody else's house. But if you were standing on my porch and looking down the street, you would see the steam. It ain't but 84 degrees outside, but you would see the steam coming up off the ground. And I mean a lot of it. It's been so much that I can't even see my second neighbor. Not this neighbor's house, but the neighbor next to them. I couldn't even see their house. It was so much steam from after the rain coming off the ground. You get used to it. You get used to it, Teresa. You really do. You expect it. You live by it. You know it's coming. You're equipped in your house for it. You know, lots of lemonade and sweet tea go on. You get equipped for it. You're ready for it when it happens, but it definitely gonna happen. Don't get it twisted. It's definitely coming. Oh my. Maybe I'll put the same one on both of them. Yeah, put it on now. You get used to it. It usually means that we have longer. This year, I think we're going to start seeing a real shift in seasons. I don't know what everybody else is like when you don't have specific seasons. In Alabama, you have specific seasons from Monday to Sunday. So from Sunday to Saturday, you might have all four and then they start all over again. Sometimes you have all four in the same day. But we had specifically dividing seasons when you were born in Mississippi. So I know a little about it. So we had specific seasons. I knew exactly when I was gonna put that undershirt on up under my clothes, like your grandma usually make you put on. I knew exactly when the spring was gonna come. You knew Easter was gonna be that last little time that you wore that extra sweater after church. That little cold snap at Easter was when that was gonna break, and you were officially gonna be in the spring and moving past. We get 4 seasons in a day too, Zaza. And then you were moving on into the spring, officially spring. And then you knew by the time here in Alabama, by the time Memorial Day gets here, although that's not officially the summer, by the time Memorial Day got here, it was hot. And you knew the pool was going to be open for the duration of the summer because it was hot by Memorial Day. By the 4th of July, it was like scalding. Like stand outside 5 minutes and I don't care what color your skin is, mine would even be sunburned. That's what it used to be for the 4th of July. The 4th of July is in a couple of weeks and we ain't even got to scalding yet. August everybody was just dead. You just dead in August, period. Because there's no rain. There's nothing but heat in August. This is how I grew up. That's what it was. And once you got past Labor Day, the weather started to move in the other direction. Now you still was hot, but you went from 90s to feeling like 100 to more feeling like 90, and the weather would change to be like the 80s. And you probably could hear too, Sheila, but I knew when Memorial Day come that it was on, it was ready. And like the weather started flipping and changing. Now our springs have pushed on into May and June, as opposed to it being the way it was for so many years when I grew up. And I'm 50, so I'm not talking about 20 years ago when I was a kid. Like it was at least 50 some years ago. I'm 50, be 54 this year. 50 years ago. And then my mom talks like it was exactly the same when she was a kid. And now everything has shifted. And I think this year we're not going to get cold until well, or cool until well in Christmas. Which we can have decent weather for Christmas, but we still had like a cool thing going on for most of the time. I don't think we're going to get that this year. The winters weren't as cold then. That's true. We didn't have like the snows. We're in a summer vintage. Yes. We didn't have like the snows like last couple of years. It's been frozen and snow like every year. And we didn't have it. Freezing the snow here in Alabama was like a major event because it didn't happen all the time. It didn't happen. It didn't happen twice when I was in elementary school, I don't think. But now, bless your heart, you look like you're 20. Girl, stop. No, I'm not. I'm not. But I'll take it. I will take it. But I'm not. People say that when I go places with my daughter, like they can't believe that I'm her mom. What? What? Don't take that away from me, honey. Cause I worked hard to be able to get that AARP card and that little 10% off of when I go to the store. I worked real hard for that AARP card, and I want it. Everywhere I can go and get them few cent off, I'm getting them. One, two, three. Got them. Let that iron heat up. But weather temperatures do go through cycles. In the 60s and 70s, the winter in the U.S. and you were brutally cold. Oh, they don't have the equipment down south to take care of snow and ice the way that's true. We don't. When it happens, everything shuts down. Everything. Yeah, my oldest hates it when they mistake me for her friend. Really? I don't think my daughter thinks it's weird that they mistake me for one of her friends, but they don't really mistake me for one of her friends. They always say I'm her sister. I'll be like, no, 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 don't even take me back there. My child is, how old is Trey? Sheldon will be 36 this year, so she's 31. So I have to count my children. I don't know when none of their ages are. So my son was born in 1990. It's always old, easy for me to figure out what his age is. And if I count back, I told y'all wrong. If I count back 5 years, him and his brother were born the same day, 5 years apart. I can figure out what the two of them are. So it's 36, count by 5, that's 31, and then count up 1, that's my daughter, 32. So she'll be 32 years old in August. And 32 ain't kind of one of them years I want to go back to. Now, when she get to be about 34, 35, then you go ahead and say that I look like her sister, because I go back to 34, 35. But 32 was kind of a sketchy year for me. Let's see, at the most 30 years. Oh, Denise. Evie is tiny and looks about 12. She can still wear kids' clothes. Really? Oh, Sheila, neither do we. Our city has a quarter the budget for snow removal of the airport in Vancouver. We ain't got none. They don't remove snow in Alabama. Was I 10 when I had them? Girl, no. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I will say though, I was 18 going on 19 when I had my oldest. But then I got married, not to his daddy, because his dad is a nut. But I got married like 4 years later, had my daughter, and then 5 years later had my son. I like 35, 36. 35, 36 was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. 30, somewhat between 30 and 32 and 33. I was still trying to figure out why I was 30 and why I wasn't still 20 something. And then by the time I figured that out, I had to went on, that just makes things when you're trying to figure out how to be that, when you're not, something that you don't really know that you are, it kind of makes things a little difficult in your life. And I was going through a phase of trying to figure out who I was between 30 and 33. We have one old dude who's probably a farmer in his real job that drives the snow truck around everywhere. We don't get it at all. We don't get snow removal at all. They take a whole lot of sand, which does nothing but slide you across the road. And they put a whole lot of sand down to try to make slick spots get a little bit more grip. And then they tell you might need to stay off the road. And then they tell you that your insurance ain't going to pay for the car if you don't. And then everybody just starts to stay at home. Even 40 was good. At 40 was a change for me too. I had hair this long. Y'all, I turned 40. My hair went to be about right there where my thumb is. I cut my hair off to this short. And it had never grown back until I did this. I like this decade of my life the best, but I wouldn't mind having my 20s body. Mm, I wouldn't mind having my 20s weight, but I kind of like the body that I'm in now, just a little bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller. No reason to go out. The stores are absolutely, Sheila. There's no milk, no bread, no eggs, no dairy, period. I don't understand the need to run and buy all the dairy. But there's no dairy, no paper towels, no toilet paper. But you know what is on the shelf? A whole lot of garbage bags. I noticed that in the last times I done went to the store. Now, where y'all putting all these paper towels and what's left over from these eggs and milk and all these cartons and stuff, and ain't nobody bought no garbage bag? I don't understand. I'm 64 and retired, living my best life, actually. I actually feel like I am at 54 in the best place in my life. In all of it, financially, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. I'm in the best place I've ever been, like right now. I just got back from my high school to my high school weight, but that's not saying much. Girl, please. Y'all wouldn't even be able to see me. If I turned to the side, I'd be like a piece of paper if I was in my high school weight. I think I weighed 109 pounds, if that. 20s body with post baby boobs. Okay. Okay, girl. Okay. uh, I think my butt look a little better now than it did when I was in my 20s. We recycle those. Paper towel goes to the green bin. Girl, stop. Ain't nobody recycling in the US. Not like that. Now some people do, but no, 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 no. No, no. No, no. They just go and run to the store and buy that stuff because people tell them that they need to go get it. But they bought an aerial trash bag to put it in when you done with it. Is this happening at Target and Walmart? Stores around me are stocked. But that's when they have like a snow event or an ice event. It happens at every store, every one of them. When they have a snow event or an ice event, you can forget it. You're not getting no milk. If you don't own a cow and don't have chickens in your backyard, you're not getting it. If you didn't get there early, you're not getting it. I'm vain about your girl. Stop, Shalom. I would probably be because I I have lost by I probably told y'all before I've lost anywhere from 60 to 80 pounds. And the one thing I was very nervous about, like all this can go. I'm all right. I'm cool with all of this moving this way. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with all of this being smaller, but I ain't all right with not having no A. Let me tell you, hips and A is what I'm supposed to have. That's it. I was worried about that. Menopause is hard for a lot of people to go through, especially in that whole um, metabolism part of it. Mine is more here than it is the metabolism. My brain fog is ridiculous. Let's see. Milk and bread shortages in bad weather is a global thing. It's insanity. They ain't bought, listen, they ain't bought no ham, no turkey, no nothing to go with their bread. It's just a whole bunch of bread. Whole bunch of bread and milk. Cereal still on the shelf. I mean, just a whole bunch of bread, milk, and eggs. I just laugh every time. And I go home and make pancakes out of the flour that I have and some biscuits out of the milk that I have and watch all of them. And I bet when the garbage man do pick up the garbage, it is gallons of milk in the trash because that's all y'all bought. And ain't nobody in your house drinking that much milk. I don't care if you even have children, they ain't drinking that much. True, true. But it's on the shelf too. So I made 3. I got these. And what these do is, let me grab a piece. Whoop, that ain't it. Where'd you go? Okay. Is they will have they will make stars. So there will be one that does this. And so there will be star points here, like that. So you'll have a star point down here. Then you'll have one that goes to the side, one that goes here, one that goes to the other side. And in some cases, you'll have star points all the way around. Everybody's just eating French toast in the blizzard, pretty much. I just want to be able to bend without looking at a Barbie doll, looking like a Barbie doll. Stiff cracking with eyeballs that don't blink from the pain. That is hilarious, Brian. That is too funny. That is too funny. During COVID, there was no pasta, but there was anything. Wait a minute, but there was anything to go with the pasta, where people eat it by itself or making necklaces. Everything. I say the same thing, like real deal. Ain't no bread, but the things that you would eat with a bread, when it's cold and maybe your power going out and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking cold cuts, cheese, the kind of stuff you will put on the bread, it's all on the shelf. All missing is the bread, the eggs, the toilet paper, and the milk. Everything else is on the shelf. It's the craziest thing. The craziest thing. But they will make stars like, where are they? Down here. Like that. Oh, right there. You will have one on each side. Now mine is going to be scrappy somewhat. And the colors will match, but the prints won't match. Likely. Those kids needed some arts and crafts to keep them entertained. Clearly, they needed something. And their mamas needed something to do too, because the number of COVID babies that was born after that, honey, was ridiculous. I do know that it lasted a long time, but it was crazy. Probably. Thank you, Teresa. But I'm not going to keep y'all all day. How long we been on here? About an hour. What does this thing say? An hour and 11 minutes. I have to cut for, I'm taking a class. Let me grab something. I'll show it to you guys. Let me show you. It is over here. I got it. Here it is. So tomorrow I'm taking a class. I'm off today, tomorrow, and Friday. And I am taking a class that goes with these little rounds. So let me fix them so that I don't have to drop them. I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to finish all the rows with the pluses, and then when I come back next week, it will be on Tuesday, I'm praying, like scheduled. At 5, I will do these big sashing rows here, these across, and then we will, and I'll go ahead and put it together and post the pictures for you guys to see. And then what I do on Tuesdays, I am going to use my Tuesday sews and chatting with you guys to do the quilt that Gina gave me with the fabric that she sent, so that I can go ahead and get it done, because if I don't have no accountability, it will go the way of the rest of them in my house. So these little circles are appliques, and they go, well, that's not right. Let me make it right so you can see them all. Like so. Thank you. It's a hobby, but I told you I learned by immersion. So when I go into something, I really dive into it. It's just my way. That's all. So you start here, and then you add another circle, and you add another circle, and you add another circle. And the backgrounds that I am choosing are going to be all different monotone, or they look really like backgrounds, like neutral backgrounds, and you apply them onto a 12 and a half inch. This is not big enough, but it goes on 12 and a half. Is that what it's called? Sheila, like for real? or are you being funny? Like for real? So it does this. Wait, that don't look right. Okay. And so I'm going to a class to really like show you how to do it tomorrow. Ladies from my guild are doing it, and they cut these. And when we paid for the class, you got a kit to go with it. And it's just, and I don't think any of these are alike. From what they say, there's no two of these circles that are the same. So you got the small one, the not so small, the medium, and the large. And the large one. And you so, and all I had to have were those. I gotta have 30 of them though. 30 12.5 inch squares, which will size down to something else, but it gives you a lot of space to work with. And I gotta have some heat and bond light. And I think that's all. And then you just sew the squares together and then come up with your binding at the end. No sashing, they just go together and you have these things. And you what do they call that? Yeah, yes, that's exactly what I was like, Brenda. Brenda said, you like, I ain't telling nobody I'm making a nipple quilt. Exactly. I was gonna have to come up with a better name than that. I was gonna have to come up with I really was. I was gonna have to come up with a better name. But it's that, what do they call it? Raw edge applique. You sew just inside the edge, and then when you wash it, they fray and look more like a flower at the end. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, Brenda. It's okay. I think it was I think it was generally understood that I wasn't gonna say that. I think it was a general understanding. I do. Oh, well, and let's go ahead and do our giveaway because I will let you guys get away from me and I won't remember. And while I'm in the shipping, in the shipping mood, I am going to go ahead and get it done. Again, it is. Oh, I got it in here backwards. The giveaway is going to be cornerstones. It is a what's her name? Kendall pattern, and it is the entire kit with the backing and the binding included. It is a size 15.5 by 18, so it's just a little small wall hanging or a table mat or whatever you want to do with it. Got a piece of paper because my brain ain't real good. Let me write down this number and be prepared to write down a name. Ah, that would be funny. That would be funny. Honestly, considering the age of most quilters, it would probably be shocking. You would hear several gasps, like, oh, did she really say that? Yes, that's what she said. That's what she said. It would be a real clutch of pearl moment. You are absolutely right. Absolutely right. Okay, so my number, okay. All right. We are going to pick numbers between 1 and 50. Well, I was about to say some of that stuff at QuiltCon and at Quilt Festival, International Quilt Festival in Houston. Really is very political and it say all kind of stuff. So we're going to put in numbers between 1 and 50. And if you're all ready, start. Keep it going. Not yet. Almost. This close. Stop. I think. Yep. I found it. The number was 33. So let me go back and see who got it first. Hopefully, it'll let me. I see Sheila. I think it is you. Yep, Sheila, I think it is you. Stop it, stupid thing. Okay, Sheila, I think you won. You got it. I will go ahead and get that packaged. I think I already have your address, but hold on. It's kind of hard to type when you're missing a finger. Okay. I think I already have your address, Sheila, but shoot it to me anyway, and I will get it packaged up. I'm gonna have to find you a box, but I got a couple in the other room. And I will get it out to you. Thank you so much for taking out the time to sit here and chat with me. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for me. And again, thank you so much for taking out your time this afternoon. I know it's getting late and some of you guys got to go get dinner and all that good stuff together. But thank you so much. Next week will be our last week with this quilt. We will get the sashing rows that go in between the rows, the sashings that go in between the rows together. And I will give away my last gift for this sew along. And yeah, that is about all. And then I will also show you guys what I'll be sewing on the next time I do. I will be sewing, but I do not expect everybody to be sewing along with me because this quilt has a lot of pieces to it. I will pick one for us all to sew together that doesn't have as much, and that's easier to do probably sometime at the end of July when everybody's done their Christmas in July time. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Have a good afternoon. Until I see you next time. Bye.